What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again with a surprise balance patch from ChildishPlays. This is something that I definitely wasn't expected, given the fact that they take about 3 months or so to drop those updates here. So again, like we generally do on these types of videos, we want to go ahead and talk about the ones to watch. I think, though, I want to open it up just a little bit, talk about a couple of other units that I generally would not mention, but obviously we got a couple of units that will impact the meta, whether we're talking about PvP or PvE. So let's get right into it here. Now, generally speaking, on my videos, I don't really go into too much detail when it comes to the light and dark nat 5s and whatnot, but we gotta give it a comp to us, right? I think they saw YDC video, what was it, a few months ago when that last balance patch dropped and was like, hey, what happened to the Dark Dragon, right? So got the change on Decimate here, providing a mechanic that's not going to allow them to be revived, given the fact that this meta definitely has, especially in like, Guild Wars and Siege, definitely has a lot of revive-based teams. They're trying to bring up units and whatnot. This is going to be really nice for the 2% of people that do have this unit. So shout out to you if you do have it. I'm glad that they changed it, but I think I don't know if it's just going to be enough. I think that those damage multipliers are still a little bit underwhelming, considering it is a Latin Dark Knight 5, but either way, any change is a good change, right? Believe it or not, this one that recently got changed here, the vampires, the weakening effect, I'm actually happy about this for the Wind Vampire, Arjun. Now, if you guys remember way back in the day, I think it was like 2015, 2016, I was really big about making a video on the Wind Vampire for people that did not have, Zhao Lin, or did not have a really solid damage dealer for R5. As you guys know, his damage multiplier on a thirst skill is really nice because of the fact that you get a certain amount of damage based on the amount of harmful effects is. So now if you take a look at this skill, you will have an additional ability or additional debuff that's going to be on that unit with a high chance to land it, and that's going to even provide more damage for not only Origin but of course Zhao Lin if you have it already. So really nice changer. I probably will build them and just throw them in there so you guys can see a video, see the changes that have been made thus far. The Neostone Farters, I like the mechanic. Any opportunity to get any kind of additional turn, given the fact of how you can use these abilities or combine it with a violent set, use this added effect to potentially reset it, right? This just gives you another more of a reason to, proc some turns and continuously stay in the fight here. Now, I don't know if it's going to be changed, right? I don't think it's going to be incorporated in the meta. Maybe we'll play around with this in Guild Wars Siege. Maybe we'll see that there, but I don't think it's going to impact, Arena or RTA, of course. This one here, which is probably going to be actually... I'll get to that one here. Polar Queen is the next one, the Fire Polar Queen, Touch of Mercy. I like the improvement on the cooldown time, but I don't think it's really going to change anything. Again, any change for PvE, for people that have this one, we'll take it. It's just going to allow you to do more damage over time, so I will gladly take that. But the biggest change that everybody is definitely excited about is that Fire Desert Queen, Sekhmet, the Charming Voice. Now we have the new added effect that decreases the cooldown time of the skill due to the number of beneficial effects stolen on the enemies. So I gotta hand it to them. I don't know if you guys saw, but it was a couple of months ago when we did the monster balance patch giveaway, where I basically provided the giveaway for the community, and all they had to do was leave a comment about what they would legitimately change. Now, there was a lot of, basically the number one topic was Sekhmet and Leo, and the thing with regards to Sekhmet was try to make her skill resistible. Obviously we did not get that, but I think this is going to make a change for the better. I know a lot of people are going to be like, that's just not enough, but honestly I think we might get a little too ahead of ourselves. I think we need to wait to see how it gets incorporated. I think people will use it a little bit more, given the fact that we got a lot of meta monsters in the RTA right now, by means of Bastet, Wusa, Beta, whatever the case may be. A lot of them are going to have 2 beneficial effects, but either way, I mean, even if you have a unit like Villagel, per se, that has one beneficial effect, the immunity, anything that you can take advantage of, restrict those buffs and reduce the skill, I mean, it's going to be nice. If you got yourself a violent set on this, that's going to allow you to really get more opportunities over time to get that reset in ability, and it's super strong there. So next one up here, the Water Shasha. I'm actually excited about this because I built one a while back, and I did not have the skills, but I think I just about maxed out now. But one of the sad things about this one is I had to, I basically had to land those harmful effects on that second skill and then follow through with a third one in order to get that stun. But now I can combine this with, per se, like a Gemini, and use, and maybe like you guys know, I run like a Gemini Virad Rika, or Gemini, basically Gemini plus 2 CC. Now I can run Gemini, strip the buffs, get the defense break, and then basically lock down one unit if I don't kill it with that third skill. And it has a super low, cooldown. I think it's a 3-turn cooldown there. So, use that combination to get the stun and then focus down the rest of the units as I see fit. So I think that's going to be fun to use. Her sister there, the Winbrook Shasha, obviously there's really nothing to argue about this. It looks like, I mean, across the board, everybody got buffs here. So this is just going to help out the aspect of trying to get those additional turns if you're not so fortunate. Now, I do like the change when it comes to PvE. I'm sure you can make an argument for using it a little bit more in Necrom now, given the fact that you're going to have that increased rate to proc. But again, I'm kind of looking on the side of the PvP, and I don't see this one jumping in there, as I feel that there's a couple other single target win-based units out there that could probably shine a little bit better, given the strategy that you're trying to employ when it comes to, Guild War offense or Siege offense. But either way, it is a change for the better. We'll go ahead and take it. Now, speaking of which, this next one here, the Ifrit, I'm actually pretty excited for the people out there that do have it. Obviously, it's a free-to-play unit for you, so if you need a cleave comp, if you need a unit for your cleave comp and you want to do some damage here, this is just going to make it that much more easier. Nothing really much more to say about it other than you're going to get a little bit more damage, and we'll gladly be down for that. So the next one here is another one similar to the segment where I feel it's going to definitely impact the meta. This one, as well as segment, are going to be my number 2 picks for the ones to watch, the ones that are going to impact here before the change. It looks like it recovers the attack power of the ally with the lowest attack power by 30%, and then increases the ally's attack power by 1 turn, right? So now this recent change, instead of single target, it provides the ally's attack bar for 10% whenever your turn ends. The allies that have beneficial effects additionally gets attack bar increased due to the number of beneficial effects up to 20%. So, I mean, the thing of it is that this unit already has beneficial effects on its kit. And then in addition to that, if you're running the violence set on that, it says you can get that attack bar increase whenever your turn ends. So if you get an additional turn and your allies still have those beneficial effects, right? That's going to provide you even more attack bar. I mean, it kind of has that ragdoll feel too. So overall, really, really excited about this. I definitely feel like it's going to impact the meta. Again, it kind of goes in line with what I said with Grog, and only a handful of people have it. But if it mixes it up a little bit and forces somebody to focus on another unit versus something else, I'm definitely down for that. That was the cool thing when Triana got brought into the meta. It kind of forced me to decide, do I try to focus down this, squishier unit and try to just control them? Or do I focus on Triana just to get rid of the death prevention all day and then, go from there? So it's a really nice thing. Now you have to kind of go back and forth with what you're going to do. So I am definitely excited for the change. Mystic Witches in general, not too. I mean, obviously they all the changes are changes for the better. Nothing really sticks out to me when it comes to PvP. The Fire Mystic Witch, yeah, the recovery amount that you can get for harmful effect, that's kind of nice if you need some kind of a unit that you want to provide in the cleanse. I don't see anybody going crazy to build it, but who knows? Maybe some people will check it out there. The Water and Barbaric Kings, I think the changes are going to make it a little bit better. Is it going to be enough to have an impact? I don't honestly think so. But again, if you guys have a response to that, please put it in the comment section down below. This is just my opinion on all these things. You never know what could change depending on what people think as far as building them or whatnot. I gotta give a shout out to ChildishPlays for changing up these 2-star units, but the likes of the Light and Water Howl. For those of you guys that are old school like me, I mean, back in 2014, the Water Howl was the unit to use because it was the only 2-star unit in the game that you can get as a free-to-play player that had 2 heals in its kit. So I was really happy about this one. I use this one all the time before I got Konamiya, so I'm definitely a big fan of this one. Now everybody's going to have the chance to have the immunity for their allies if you need it, in early game. Obviously, there's a lot of really good units really good units moving into the later stages of the game if you're fortunate enough to pull them. But now there's no argument for a free-to-play option if you're lucky enough. And I do believe the Light Howl is something that you can farm if you really, really wanted it. So, Beast Hunters, nothing really to say about there. I like the changes overall, but again, nothing too much to impact there. We got to give it to them though. They are taking a look at some of the 3 stars and 4 stars, not just considering all the 5 stars that people want change, but they took a look at some. And quite honestly, guys, this was not something that I think anybody was expecting. I feel like we were looking to get this one, down the road. So for the simple fact that they changed it, I am pretty happy about that. Or provided the monster balance patch, I'm pretty happy about that. And I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how the Light Horse and the fire segment gets incorporated in the PvP teams here. So that's going to be it, guys. I just wanted to make this quick video as far as, you know, what I feel is going on with these changes, and of course my two units that I feel are going to be the ones to watch: Sekhmet, the Fire Desert Queen, and of course the Light Horse here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about these changes. I'm definitely looking forward to hearing your feedback. Okay, that's going to be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, your Childish Plays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.